Let's get this thing going.
Check 1, 2.
The Hip Hop Study Hall podcast with DJ Eakin starts now.
About hip hop.
Let's go on the other end of the spectrum too. Something else that hit the news, and I really want to get your opinion because this is a young dude. I want to say, is this his first or second year in the league? Is it Ruggs the third?
Yeah.
Los Angeles Raiders receiver.
Yeah.
Over 150 miles per hour in a Corvette.
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning, hits a lady in the back of a Toyota, in the back of her Toyota RAV4. She pretty much, she dies on the scene, burned up in the car, her and the dog. Online, it was going a lot of different ways. Because he's the name, right? The first thing was, you don't feel sorry for this guy because he's got a million chances, this, that, and the other. Then you had some other people, like his quarterback, came out and said, the guy does need, he needs someone to be there for him, and I kind of do get that side because, you can't bring her back. You can't. And her family's going through it too right now. Mm-hmm. But he's also going through that 22 years of age and of something that he caused. I'm not trying to justify that either. Mm-hmm. But let me get your thoughts on that. And you've been in the league. And before I go to, let me get this in. One of the things that kept being said was, you shouldn't feel sorry for this guy because this, that, and the other. And then somebody wrote, the NFL needs to get, like a car service for these young guys and some kind of a program. And I don't know for sure if there's a sponsor program, but what I do know is there's a program out there called Uber and another program called Lyft. And if he ain't got nothing else, he probably got a little more money than I got. So he could have called an Uber, or the girlfriend could have called an Uber.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, man? You've been in the league. You've been around guys that suddenly got a bunch of money. You were in the league, so you probably suddenly had a bunch of money that you hadn't had the week before.
Yes. I went from poor to rich in my standards. Not really rich, though. I was making good money. I'm making $90,000 my rookie year, I could tell you, because it wasn't a lot of money.
Right.
It doesn't sound like a lot of money right now. That's
not now, but I guarantee you coming out of college and somebody say you making 90.
I tell you what, I went back to college and finished. After my rookie year.
Right.
You know what the girls were saying? You got fine. I said, I know. I know. So I got some gold. I got a truck with some sound. Boom, boom, boom in the back. Magic Mike.
Right.
Came from Florida, Magic Mike. Boom. Got cute. The year before, not so cute.
Shouts out to my dude, Magic Mike, man. He's dropping the bass, boy.
Bro, I had the damn bazooka in the back.
Oh.
What? But in the back of the Pathfinder.
They knew anytime you ran your car, they was going to go.
Every time. They on boom, boom, boom. Magic Mike. All day long. Some of them cats over there at One Buck Place.
Right.
Ruben Davis and Broderick Thomas. They had sound in their car, though. Rattling, scary sound, yeah.
Couldn't even sit in there.
Nah, man, nah.
You gotta listen to that from outside the car.
I got 458s, and I'm like, what? They open it up and just doom, doom. That's too much. It's too much. I won like 10-inch bazooka or whatever. I'm good.
You good?
That was enough, yeah. What was the question?
Well, the thing is, because you just gave it to me. You kind of gave it to me like what happens when you suddenly get this money, right? So your thoughts on, it's a tragic situation, I know.
Yeah. This is the problem when things like this happen to athletes. Everybody talks about athletes like they're not human beings, okay? If this happened to your son or your father or your grandfather, and it does happen to these people, would you think that they're a heathen and nobody should love them, or would you love them? Because if one of my siblings or my son or anybody that I love did that, you got to hug them, man.
Right.
What are you going to do? Just say, I don't want you around? I don't get that part of it.
Right.
It's like, so for everybody to say, don't love on the dude, that's the wrong way to do it, man. Like, things happen like what happened with John Gruden, okay? Listen, I don't like John Gruden. I said that 1,000 times already. But I don't want that to happen to a dude, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now he walks into a room and you're funny acting, and nobody wants that. Think of like somebody like Tiger Woods. He went from nobody had a bad thing to all of a sudden, like 6 months, he was like a leper all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Like things switch,
Right.
Let me switch it back, obviously. But you got to watch out for a young kid like this because, once again, how much money he has is gone.
Yeah.
To try to stay out of jail is going to be gone.
Yeah.
Watch out for this kid because he's going to fall a long, long way. So, you don't have anybody there to help him. It's tough, man. You better have a support cast somehow. For sure. So, let's hope.
Right.
It seems like people around him care.
So if you could offer any advice, like to a kid watching this situation, like You know, because like I said, you've been there, and I always tell kids when I go to places to speak, and they're like, you know, I went to the Department of Juvenile Justice to some of their stuff that they've had with programs, and Leslie Peters Halfway House, and I took Mano there, and one of the things that we talked about was like, look, dude, you in this situation, right? But you can't change how you got here, and you can't change what happened yesterday. But what you can do is start with today, and just start going in a positive direction, one day at a time.
What I tell kids normally is, you know, you guys may think you're getting the short end of the rope, whatever. And you might be. Maybe you have one parent, I don't know where you live, whatever. You can just be a statistic and just succumb to it all, or you can fight your way out of it. You know what I mean? But if you're making asinine decisions, and the thing is, we all like to have fun, okay? Right. I like to have fun. That's why I didn't play, okay? I've liked to have fun since I was 12, okay? So I stay having fun.
Right.
But you still have to make good decisions, you know what I mean? And I think people know when they're not making good decisions. And as I get older, you make less bad decisions.
Right.
But when I was 18, 19, 20, 22, people will say what they want, but if they say that they didn't drive drunk at 22, I don't know anybody that didn't.
Right.
I don't. So, you know, I know people that are in their 50s that drive every day drunk. But it doesn't say that what he did wasn't disgusting, okay? Because somebody lost their lives.
Right.
But let's not keep on crushing lives, you know what I mean? I mean, he's going to pay the piper. He's already paid the piper. His life is crushed too, okay? It's not like that other families, but trust me, Henry Ruggs would probably switch places with that young lady. I bet if you ask him, he would switch places. Because right now, I couldn't imagine going through that. That'd be terrible.
Right. Because they immediately cut him.
They have to.
Right.
Nobody's going to pick him up for a while, if at all. If he gets through this. If he don't go to the pen, he's going to go to the pen probably.
Right, because they're talking about in Vegas, like it's automatic jail time. It's not going to be any probation out there in Vegas if it happens. This type of thing happens.
And something like this high profile, he's going to jail. He's going to jail. I mean, it's tough, man. I mean, he's done. He's done for a bit because, like I say, that's falling a long ass way, man.
Right. This is one of those things too where you just put football to the side and start getting the life part
football.
Right. You just put the life. You get the life part right. You start working on the life.
Said football. I guarantee the word football didn't come out of his mouth since that. Not all one time. Football. Shoot.
It's a wild time.
Football, man. Hey, just once you say jail, you stop saying football. Jail. That's a bad word there, man. I'm not trying to go to jail though. Right. For nothing. That's a good thing to go try to go through life not going to jail.
Right.
It's good that way.
There's a lot going on, man. I do, and I'm like you said, man. And I know we talk about these things. I do. Her family and everybody involved in this, because like you said, it's so many people that are affected by something like this.
Sure,
everything from the girlfriend that was in the car, the people that were out there. Like there's a guy who he said he got on the scene and he tried to pull the young lady out of the car, and he was trying to pull her, but she was trapped in. Whether it was her seatbelt or whether it was the door locked, he couldn't get her out. But then the flames started to engulf. Like it got too hot for him to even be there. So he had to back up. So she didn't even. It's like somebody else said to me. They was like, "Man, I hope that her and the dog maybe have died instantly. That way they didn't suffer." And people are saying when they got on the scene, you could hear her screaming. You could hear, the screams, and that makes it, that much more of a tragedy, man. So I do, like you said, prayers go out to both sides because it is a tragedy. I see you, and I hope that you are enjoying this Hip Hop Study Hall podcast. It's your man, DJ Eakin. If indeed you are, don't forget, man, hit that subscribe button, all right, so you can get the alerts of when every new piece of content drops, all right? We here. It's Hip Hop Study Hall, y'all.